So now I hear you asking the next logical question. Well, why is there so much up and down in the stock markets? You hear about this all the time. Stock markets crashing, stock markets rising or growing in value. Why is there that volatility? The reason there is a volatility in the stock market is because the stock market is basically determined by the value of the companies that are trading on that stock exchange. So you've got thousands and thousands of companies that are having their shares bought and sold on a daily basis. But that activity, that buying and selling, is very much influenced and determined by what is going on in the world, right? If there is some major economic issue going on in a particular country or a set of countries, that can have an impact on the stock market, because the people who are buying and selling are people, right? They are human beings who have emotions, who have sentiments, who have feelings about things. So when there are activities going on in the outside world that can make those individuals feel either courageous or enthusiastic or perhaps fearful, then that feeling translates into how much they want to buy and sell on the stock market. And that feeling about buying and selling determines, by and large, the value of the companies that are being traded on the stock market. So for example, if a company is worth $10, let's say, one share of a company is worth $10 today, and there is a lot of uncertainty in the market, and the people who would normally buy and sell the shares of that company feel like, you know what, it's not a great time to be buying because that company is operating in a sector that is really struggling or is having some issues because of larger geopolitical issues like a war or terrorism. So they may feel like, you know what, this is not a great time to buy that company. Maybe I want to be selling. There's a lot of selling going on of the shares of that company. So that company's value today is $10, but because of this uncertainty, maybe it's now $8 because there's less interest. It drops down to $7 and then $5. So that lack of interest is having an impact on the value of that individual company. Well, imagine if you then carry that across all the thousands of companies that are on a stock market and being traded. If there is this uncertainty or all these various feelings and sentiments, well, that can have an overall effect on the entire market, and it can cause the market to go down in value, or it can cause the market to go up in value. So a lot of it is driven by sentiment and feeling based on what's going on in the outside world. A lot of times it can have to do with what's going on in individual companies or in industries. That can have an impact on the value of a group of companies or maybe even the larger market. So there are lots of various reasons why the stock market can go up and down, but it definitely has to do with emotion, sentiment, and just a sense of how the overall economy is doing. One final thing I would say about the stock market is that because it is so emotion driven, or it can be so emotion driven, while understanding it is important, I don't recommend anybody, unless you are a trader, to be paying close attention to the stock market on a daily basis, because it can drive you crazy. It goes up, it goes down, right? This is how the stock market works. And so if you're somebody who is quite emotional, or you make decisions based on emotion, looking at the stock market can really heighten your anxiety, and that's not what we want. We want you to be cool and calm and collected, especially when it comes to your money and when it comes to your investments. So watching the stock market on a daily basis isn't the best thing to do unless you are somebody who is trading, a day trader, or someone who has to pay attention to the ups and downs of the markets. I hope that this has been helpful. Listen, guys, have a great Monday. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands as the authorities are telling us, and really look after yourselves, and just have a great day and have a great week. Take care.